Welcome everyone. We're in NGS Season 9, Week 8. We're going to Division B East tonight. So we're going to have Jailbait versus the Tricky Gooses. And as you can see, map has been picked, and we're going to go all the way to Infernal Shrines for map number 1 and see what gets underway here. So map was picked by Jailbait, so Tricky Gooses will get the first pick tonight. As we kick off game 1, I want to just thank everyone for coming, stopping by, greatly appreciate it. And hopefully you have a good match. There's Johanna banned out pretty quick there from Tricky Gooses. As we move on over to Jailbait to see what they've got up their sleeve for bans tonight. As we eagerly await. Oh, look at that, guys. Some Division C West love in the chat. Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub, Crafty. Greatly appreciated. And we see Greymane banned out for Jailbait. Of course, on this map, just those three, or well, 2 camps mid, 1 bot. Greymane clean up real quick. Anduin banned out for Tricky Gooses. I wonder if that's telegraphing something, maybe? Getting rid of the Anduin? We'll see what Jailbait thinks and what they decide to do here. Alto, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the game. ETC banned out next. So here we go. First pick. This is what was given to Tricky Gooses. So let's see what they decide to do with it. Cassia is the first pick. We'll see how that goes for him. The reworked recently Cassia is now available, or not. I guess it's not too recently. I think like a month ago she had reworked with Tracer, so she is available. And there's Sylvanas, a very popular pick these days, and Mal'Ganis, who will get a rework of his own soon. I think next Tuesday. Is that when the patch is? When we get May? Is that the Mal'Ganis rework? But moving on back over to Tricky Gooses as they really start to round out their team here. There's Uther. Oh, we could be getting something tricky here from the Gooses. And there's Jaina. So they're showing your assassins early. We're not sure yet, I guess, if that's tank Uther or main healer Uther, if we're gonna get here. Of course, Johanna ETC banned out, Mal'Ganis taken, so we'll have to see what if we're gonna get a Diablo or an Anubarak or something, Arthas maybe, but we're not gonna get a Leoric. That is made certain by Jailbait. So as we last ban for the Tricky Gooses right now. Let's see what they can come up with. And they're going to get rid of Falstad. And I'm going to assume that was a targeted ban, looking at the chat there. Kobo saying how rude. But hey, that's the game. Happens to all of us. Now, as we continue over to... Oh, there's Yrel. And Tassadar. So, really looking at some good frontline CC there between Mal'Ganis and Yrel. Let's see if Sylvanas and Tassadar can just dump some damage on top of that and make it happen. But next 2 picks here for Tricky Gooses as we kind of see what they come up with their team. And we're going to see a Samuru and Butcher. So that's what we're doing tonight for Tricky Gooses. I'm going to assume that's a trick that they have to go main tank, also main healer Uther with 4 assassins around him. I mean, it's going to be a lot of chopping to get through a Mal'Ganis and Yrel, but what's their healer here? Rhaegar as the healer. So there are your teams. Let me know what you think in chat. Again, main tank, main healer, Uther on side of Tricky Gooses. A little more conventional on Jailbait, some good AoE, some good CC for Infernal Shrines, but let's see how it plays out as we're ready here. B East, game 1. Let's do it. And here we are. So game 1, we're looking at Tricky Gooses first here. We're going to see Nanani on Cassia, Wise, yes, Nanani on Cassia, Wise on Jaina, Carpe Diem on Samuro, Birdie on the Butcher, Duck on Uther, looking over to Jailbait. We're going to see Kobo on Tassadar, DB Smiley on Rhaegar, H2O on Yrel, Coffin on Mal'Ganis, and Fragastellar on the Mal'Ganis. Or no, excuse me, Fragastellar is Sylvanas. So here we go, looking mid, early wall, early side storm just to see what's going on. And it looks like we're just going to start soaking. There's Duck getting ready for the rotation. Samuro's up in the top lane. As we have 4 kind of mid here. Mal'Ganis now heading bot as the soak is on. So Uther's looking for that basic attack to get the cooldown on his hammer. We're looking for globes for Jaina. Of course, meat all game for Butcher. Damage all game for Jaina. Tassadar, meanwhile, looking for static charge to get that bonus damage. And Sylvanas will be stacking her W throughout the game. I think you should definitely draft a tank, but we'll see what happens. That's pretty much it. We will see what happens. I mean, one Blizzard kind of clears a wave when you're running as a 4-pack like that. Mal'Ganis just hanging by in the bush, waiting for something to happen. Getting to camp early is Tricky Gooses. Jailbait doing the same on their side for the mid camps. Of course, you're going to want those hammer smacks if you're Uther. Camps picked up for both teams. So the rotation is made mid to help Butcher clear that lane, get him as much meat as he can. Now, interesting, as we look at the quests here, where Jaina's getting her globes, Uther's getting his stacks, Butcher's getting the meat, and Tricky Gooses aren't getting any of their, Jailbait aren't getting any of their stacks. Oh, until the fight comes, and here's the fight. Oh, the Butcher pulled out, and that's going to leave Uther in a tough spot, getting bodied. The wall, right against the wall. The task wall against the actual wall. Just, I don't know if that was a miscommunication. Butcher just diving in and then kind of canceled last second and left Uther to the wolves, but both teams picking up level 4. Looks like we're going to get a Q build here out of Butcher. But, you know, Uther dying, you get that treat value, gets the rest of his team out. We're going to have top camp Bruiser for Jailbait, as well as Tricky Gooses. Objective will spawn in the bot lane here. As you see, there's Crab in camp. It's going to be Yrel versus Samura right now. Camp has been picked up. We're going to get a Hearth out of that Rhaegar, getting ready for the objective. And there we go. Camp picked up for Tricky Gooses. So objective has been started. Oh, Jailbait aggressively. Very aggressive on the objective. Trying to clear these up. Samuro is still taut, clearing. Butcher charge, Uther stun, and then they say, nah, never mind. We're just gonna back out, clear this mid wave, get some more meat for Butcher. And this has got to be a give, first objective. They seem to be rotating to get into position to defend. So first objective given to Jailbait. No contest. We do see a cleanse out of Rhaegar. See if you can get him out of that Butcher Uther lockup. Uther having a cleanse as well to help there. Used very quickly on Butcher to save him from Mal'Ganis. And here we go, we're pushing in. Frozen Punisher has frozen the building, trying to clear it up as fast as they can. It's 4 on 4. Oh, there's the charge onto Wanda Sylve, but a very, very quick cleanse to get her out of it. And she can also cast her W, or her E, excuse me, to just Haunting Wave away. So it looks like both teams trying to be as macro as they can right now. Only that one kill from the one death, excuse me, from Uther early. Samuro doing his thing is being annoying, but oh, there's a 3-man sleep and no one there from Jailbait to follow it up. Just a wall to say, hey, let's get out of there. Another camp being picked up for both teams in the mid lane, so both teams really on camps this game, really just focusing macro. A slight XP advantage for Jailbait, still picking up that one kill. What are we going to take bot camp? Oh, Rhaegar wants it. And there's the charge, there's the stun, there's the blind, there's Jaina's damage with a Cassia Fend. And camp has taken, but a big sleep there. In trouble is Jaina and Butcher, trying to get his heals off on that Mal'Ganis. And they're just going to walk away, evening up the XP, getting back to soak. Butcher looking to stack as quick as he can, just passing 100 meat now. And level 10, ooh, look at that. Excuse me, sorry, I had to clear my throat there, but level 10 online, Tricky Gooses just barely beat him to it, and there's the charge! And pulls out very quickly, wall up from Tassadar. There's the black hole. Oh, there goes the whirlwind. Tassadar goes down. Ring hits onto 2 members. There's the stun, but Ancestral comes out onto Mal'Ganis, so he'll be fine. A lot of ults used there. Lamb was used to no avail. Also, Mal'Ganis' ult was stopped, so it was just on a 10-second cooldown. And here's the charge again. The blind, the fend. So that seems to be what they're doing. Stun, stun, with them Cassia, Jaina damage right on top. And I think they are, Tricky Gooses are trying to bait H2O on the other team. Oh, the stun comes as so does the sleep. Mal'Ganis going to be able to get away, being at the tower. Second objective is now up. We are a very close stacking Butcher here, just passing 175 now. After picking up 3 kills, that'll do it for you. Ooh, will we see an invade? I think we are. There's one stun. Valkyrie comes out, gets the stun onto Tassadar. That's who you want. Samuro trying to get in the back line, takes Tassadar down. Bladestorm goes out, now chasing Rhaegar. Cannot get him. Ring hits onto 2. Ardent Defender comes out trying to keep that Yrel alive, and she will escape. Mal'Ganis, on the other hand, has fallen, so another 2 kills there for Tricky Gooses. Stacked is Butcher. Also stacked on Fingers of Frost is Jaina. Level 1 quest was long ago completed for Uther. Again, for a level 10 talents, I know we've been seeing them already, but we do have Valkyrie, Lamb, Ring, Divine Shield, and Bladestorm. Don't think we've seen Divine Shield yet. And then for Jailbait, it's going to be Ardent Defender, Black Hole, Ancestral Healing, Wailing Arrow, and Carrion Swarm. With level 13s here, it looks like Jailbait's just going to have to back up a little bit. With Butcher's going with his Q build early, then switching over to the charge. Trying to get that extra damage on impact. Now let's see what Gooses can do with this push. Yrel is in the top lane. Oh, as soon as the jump came, oh, the silence just hits right after the cleanse expired that was on him. Ancestral will have to be used as well. Divine Shield was on Butcher just to get him out of there. So there we go. It looks like Tricky Gooses now just going to be pulling back and taking a camp. Looks like what Scrappy's saying. Jailbait is way too scared of geese, but good job, Tricky Gooses, for noticing and punishing. Oh, another charge. No, forcing a early haunting wave out of the Sylvanas. As we move over, Siege Camp was taken bot by Tricky Gooses. Now they take their own camp mid. Yeah, I noticed that too. I forgot I had a have that Nightbot that just kind of auto censors some things, so I had to permit that. So I'll clip that and put it into NGS. So it looks like we're getting into position. Try the rotation for Samuro. H2O walking right into it. Double stun. A lot of damage. Able to get Ardent Defender. Wailing Arrow comes to slow them down. Ring's going to hit onto 2. Oh, there goes Lamb. Will hit onto Tassadar, but Butcher's too busy focusing on Yrel. Valkyrie hits her. Here comes Carrion Swarm just expiring. The charge again onto Rhaegar. Oh, a huge black hole. Divine Shield just comes out to help Butcher. And top fort has fallen for Jailbait. Has just every ult used in that one fight from both teams, resulting in the one Yrel death. And it looks like we're trying to position in the bot lane, as here we are up top. Jailbait just trying to clear up that bruiser camp that took top fort. Down about a level and change. So they're just trying to soak. Here's Tassadar and Yrel in the mid doing just that. And here's the rotation down to stop or try and save this fort. Will they be able to? Early task wall, letting the illusions soak up all those tower shots. And then, so it's like Tricky Goose is going to pull out, pick up level 16. And just get ready for next objective. Looks like we're still staking as a 4-man if you're Jailbait in the bot lane here, clearing. Now it looks like we're going to head mid. Samuro searching out, seeing what's going on. Oh, I don't think he's going to catch that Hearth. Oh! Just a split second shy on stopping that Rhaegar Hearth. So he'll just use his ult, take that fort in the bot lane. And here we go, still searching for 16 is Jailbait, and here they are in the top lane. Here we are mid, trying to get some towers. Well, stun is gonna miss with the teleport, their little illusion forward there from Samuro. 16 now online for Jailbait. But in the meantime, they're giving up a lot of up top, and are they gonna keep pushing? No, they're going to say, let's take a camp. Noticing that they're just going to take top, Jailbait says, let's take bot siege camp and then just Hearth. Will Samuro check that? No, he will not. He's just going to start clearing. And here comes a pretty serious push. It's 4 members of Tricky Gooses with the Mortar Punisher. And here we go. Wall comes out early to slow down the members so they can't charge in with the Punisher. And they're just going to clear that up quickly and pull right out and say that's that. Meanwhile, Samaru taking the siege camp in the mid lane away from Jailbait. But here comes Jailbait. Are they looking for a fight here? They're still 2 levels down. But on the same talent tier, it looks like they're just getting ready to clear this. Oh, but the stun, second stun, unstoppable, absorption. But the ring still hits while our defender's going. And the Ancestral just barely misses as Butcher is able to get the kill. A divine shield. Everyone remembers turning onto Mal'Ganis. Sylvanas doing as much as she can. She's going to fall. Samaru on the backline that whole time. A 3-for-0 in favor of Tricky Gooses. Living up to their name with the 5 assassins. Main tanks, healer Uther. And the push is on bot. Samaru going top to add some pressure to this already damaged top keep. So it looks like after that early Uther death where he kind of got caught and Butcher didn't, canceled his charge, there has not been a kill for Jailbait since then. So they're on a 9-0 run right now, Tricky Gooses. Bot camp taken by Gooses as Samaru works on top Bruiser camp. And Urel's going top to clear, and that's all we can do for Jailbait. All camps are down right now, and you're still down now 2 levels. Level 20 has hit for Tricky Gooses. Let's see what they decide to do with it. We'll see Titan's Revenge from Cassia, Slaughterhouse from Butcher, Deep Chill from Jaina, Bulwark of Light from Uther, and Windstrider from Samaru. Looks like they're getting in position here. Oh, they might try and push on this top keep, maybe. Or they're waiting for their Bruiser camp to show up, and they decide to pull back. I'll check the bush, you check the bush there from Uther and Urel being scouted by the Tassadar. Again, we do have that, no, there it is, Numbing Blast from Jaina to root shield targets with her Cone of Cold. Sylvanas leaving the team, start clearing top, and they say, oh, there's 1 stun, there's 2 stuns. The cleanse was there, very quick cleanse there from the healer. Shout out DB Smiley, and the Ancestral goes as well. There's the knockback. Can they make something of this? The shield is barely keeping Uther alive. The stun Lamb hits onto 2 members. Jaina has fallen. There goes Uther now. So it's 2-for-0 in favor of Jailbait. 3-for-0. Rhaegar finally falls. 3-for-1, 3-for-2. Nanani hanging in there as Cassia. Mal'Ganis has fallen now. And Cassia with 300 health says, I am out of here. So 3-for-3 there. Mal'Ganis, Rhaegar, Urel falling for Jailbait. Meanwhile, Tricky Gooses losing Butcher, Jaina, and Uther. Uther's the one you want to fall, given the heals post-mortem. Level 20s have been picked up for Jailbait, so we're going to see Seraphim for Urel, so she has her own Unstoppable to get out of that CC chain. Force Barrier for Tassadar, Farseer's Blessing for Rhaegar, Deafening Blast for Sylvanas, and Seeker Swarm for Mal'Ganis. So it's Cassia and Samaru versus Sylvanas and Tassadar. A good old-fashioned quick match assassin fight or something. There it goes with the heavy lead in the little minions there to get the Punisher. Tricky Gooses picked that up quite easily. Samaru's going top to start clearing the Bruiser camp. As Cassia's gone mid. Doesn't look like we're pushing. I don't know if they'll show up as they're just waiting for minions, but they grab their mid camp. Now they're going to grab the Jailbait mid camp. And here comes the push, finally, but let's see. Oh, there's the charge. Hits onto Rhaegar. Silence hits onto 2. Here comes the Unstoppable. Oh, Immediately, Rhaegar and Mal'Ganis fall. Yrel trying to do damage. Sylvanas almost getting that Uther. A big Divine Shield onto 3 members. And they're going to pull back and try and clear this up and try and defend. The Lamb just stopped Mal'Ganis' sleep just in time. Punisher has fallen. We're at 250 meat here, and Jaina just gets... just tanking shots and tanking Sylvanas damage. I don't know if she thought a heal was coming or there's a charge behind her, but that's a dead Jaina. Sylvanas just paralyzing those heroes, those mercs. Oh, charge, unstoppable used. As we have this big wave that Sylvanas now has to work on. Just wow, a lot of damage there from the mercs. Looks like Tricky Gooses are just going to try and grab bot camp, and they're going to grab top bruiser as well. Meanwhile, we're almost there for Frostbite for Jaina. We're still about 100 stacks away here for static charge on Tassadar, sitting at 63 stacks on the W for Sylvanas. Just hard for her to collect stacks. There's no tank that you can just 1, 2, 3 and then throw your W your W onto. I guess Uther's the best they got. But 2 keeps down for Jailbait. So let's see if we're just... Looks like we're setting up for gank, knowing that the Bruiser camp is coming top. Oh, here's the Lamb. Hits onto just Mal'Ganis. Will they get him in time? Yes, they will. Black hole. A huge black hole. Valkyrie misses. So that's 1 dead inside a Jailbait there. Now saying, oh, here comes our camp top. Let's take another one maybe. There it is. We're sitting at 260 meat now for Butcher. Oh, and there's the charge. Will it get there in time? It will. Ring does hit onto Yrel. Ooh, Carpe gets very low, starts tanking shots from the tower that's still there. But Ancestral comes out, so we lose to Yrel, and Tricky Gooses loses Samuru. So we're now at a 4v3, waiting on Mal'Ganis to spawn. Bruiser camp is here. Sylvanas is trying to heal up at the altar. Here's another charge, will not get there in time. As we start putting damage onto the core, onto the shield rather, Sylvanas gets a few more stacks there. As they push Tricky Gooses back, what are they going to do here? Oh, well, Shrine is active. Mal'Ganis has respawned. Oh, they're not going to go for Shrine. Excuse me, they're going to take a siege camp first. Try and clear that up quick, which you can do when you have 3 assassins there. Of course, waiting on Samuru to respawn. And they move over, and will they take another siege camp? No, they're looking for a fight. Yrel is still dead. It is 4v4. There's the charge. Oh, a 3-man Lamb with a D-shield on the Butcher. Can't quite make it happen, though. A big ring there and a big black hole onto Jaina. Oh, will Sylvanas get her? Ice Block is finally online. Able to Ice Block and save herself is Jaina. Mal'Ganis, the only one falling. And here comes Samuru in the hunt for Sylvanas. Oh, knowing it was coming, Rhaegar with the totem for Peel. A charge onto Tassadar, a blind as well, and that's a dead Tassadar. Sylvanas haunting waving away. Oh, the Blade Storm! Lightning Shield, no! Blade Storm gets the kill onto Sylvanas, and here come all the members of Tricky Gooses. One more charge onto Rhaegar for good measure. Gets the double Ancestral. Yrel will fall as he gets eaten by that ring. Rhaegar, the only one to protect. He will just get away, but Core will fall, and that's going to be GG over to Tricky Gooses in Game 1 of Division B East, Jailbait versus Tricky Gooses tonight. There you have it. GG has been called. So what are we... I wonder So usually you think, all right, we're going to see some counter bans, and we won't let them do that again, kind of stuff. But I think the 4 assassin main tank slash main healer Uther is kind of a one-time thing. I don't know if we're going to see Butcher or Cassia banned or a Samuru, so we'll see what Jailbait wants to really do here. How they can move on as I reach out here, see if we can get find out what our next map is. As I update some stats, excuse me, Tricky Gooses taking game 1. And winning was the right. There we go. So there's your map pool updated. And as we wait, just to refresh everyone's memory on the bans here, we will Tricky Gooses banned out Battlefield and Volskaya. Meanwhile, Jailbait did ban out Cursed Hollow and Dragonshire. So Alterac, Braxis, Sky Temple, Tomb, and Towers still available. And see what they can do with it here. But just going back to stats real quick as we wait to hear back from Jailbait on what they want to do next. So Cassia proved to be unkillable. Excuse me one moment. Proven to be unkillable is that Cassia with the 0 deaths, 6 kills, Jaina picking up 7 there. Main or most damage there was done by Tassadar, but hot on the heels was Cassia and Butcher really. 6 kills to 20 in favor of Tricky Gooses. That's a tough work. They kind of figured out a way to do have clear and have wave fighting, or have wave clear and team fighting. Excuse me. I know how to talk. I promise. So we do have our next map has been picked, and we are going to go to Tomb of the Spider Queen, and that's going to be picked by Jailbait. So again, first pick will go over to Tricky Gooses. And we'll see if there's another trick that the Gooses have, or if they're going to try and run that again, or if Jailbait thinks they'll run it again, if they're going to try and do some banning to try and prevent that. But let's see what happens here. The teams are really joining quick here. Okay, let's get them all sorted out. Both teams want to get on to game 2 after a very fun game 1. Again, thanks everyone for coming. There'll be more casts from from my Twitch for NGS this season. It's been a good time, and we'll see what I got up next once I schedule it. It's a busy time. Going back to work soon. Yippee! As we just continue to wait for everyone to join. Hope everyone's having a good night. And it's Thursday night, which means it's prime time NGS night. A lot of games happen on Thursday, so please do check the calendar, see what else is going on, support NGS. After the matches conclude, whether it be a sweep with Tricky Gooses taking game 2 or Jailbait forcing a game 3 next. We always do a raid at the end just to support the other casters. Oh, and it looks like we're just about all here. We're just about ready. There we are. Everyone is in and ready. And again, we're going to go to Tomb of the Spider Queen. And there you go. Both teams are ready. Love to see the quick ready. So let's go to Tomb of the Spider Queen. So again, first pick for Gooses, so they'll get first ban. Jailbait, pick, and Tomb. See if they have a strategy for this map or what the thought process is behind their upcoming bans, if they're worried about another Butcher and Uther. ETC banned out for Tricky Gooses. And Maiev banned out for Jailbait. It's like they think that Tricky Gooses might change things up, so they get rid of a Maiev. Rhaegar banned out, so the respect is there for DB Smiley. We'll see what our last ban is coming out of Jailbait before we get first pick for Gooses. Butcher has been banned. So fearing that they might run something similar or same, just all together, they get rid of Butcher, and there's the first pick, Johanna, they banned out last game. Moving over to Jailbait, see what they can do here. If they're switching up anything, of course they can't get Rhaegar, so we will see at least a new healer. There's Deckard, there's your new healer, Deckard, and there's Jaina. So you ban our Rhaegar, we'll steal your Jaina. The old-fashioned, you ban it, I'll steal it. As we see what Tricky Gooses decides to do next, if they have another trick, or we're going to see something a little more conventional. Yrel, which previously a member of Jailbait, and there's Cassia again from Nanani, it looks like. You are correct, Crafty. He did, in fact, pick a pumpernickel. Hard to argue that. As we go to the last ban for Jailbait of Game 2. There's Anduin. And our last ban of Game 2 for Tricky Gooses, if they're afraid of any specific tank, having already picked Johanna, Yrel, and banned ETC. And there's Leoric banned, previously banned by Jailbait in Game 1, so alright. We're getting clever with things a little bit. Moving on to our next two picks for Jailbait, how they decide to round out their team here against that tough front line of Johanna, Yrel. Cassie's going to have some extra blind help from that Joe. So, and they pick auto attackers into the double blind. We'll see how that'll work out for them. Malthael and Raynor. Last two picks now for Tricky Gooses. Still looking for a healer. Rhaegar, Anduin, and Deckard are off the board. Could we see an Uther again? We're going to see a white man to go with Tassadar. So previously Yrel, Tassadar on Jailbait, now over to Tricky Gooses. Jaina, previously a member of Tricky Gooses, now on Jailbait. As we have our last pick here for Jailbait, I'm assuming a main tank. Could we see an Arthas to add to all the slows that they already have? No, we're going to see a Nubarak. I like it, giving them some early frontline stuns to help lock them in that Deckard route, so Jaina and Raynor can just go to work with the slows. I wonder if we will see Ace in the Hole, or if we're going to have to see Exterminator. Or you could go Veteran Marksman with that two beefy frontline heroes, Johanna and Yrel. So Raynor's got some options. Let's see what we got going on. Game 2. So here we are again on the side of Tricky Gooses. Looks like it's going to be Carpe Diem on White Mane, Wise on Yrel, Birdie on Tassadar, Duck on Johanna, Nanani on Cassia. Moving on over to Jailbait, it's going to be Kobo on Jaina, DB Smiley on Deckard, Calthan on Nubarak, and H2O on Malthael, I think, and Fragastellar on Raynor. As we start looking, we are going to go Ace in the Hole, so we can add up all those slows that Deckard and Jaina will do for add some damage to Raynor's kit. We are looking for Globes level 1 as Jaina. Tassadar is going for Static Charge. And the fight in mid approach is what we look like we're getting set up for. And there we go. Raynor starts poking and soaking. Just the old poke battle in the mid, no one really wanting to engage. And here's the rotation, the short rotation up to top lane. Yrel going against Malthael in the bot lane is what it's going to look like. As 4-man back and forth, and then one-on-one mid. No, well, here comes Malthael to the mid. Try and catch as much soak as he can. So the rotations are heavy and often early for game number 2 on Tomb of the Spider Queen. It looks like we're going to have Cassia and Tassadar trying to take the siege camp as Yrel continues to just poke with Malthael in the mid. Oh, there's another poke battle, and Jaina and Deckard taking Bruiser camp. Siege camp picked up for Tricky Gooses, trying to get some damage. Oh, the wall onto Malthael. Will they get him? Yes, they will. Dropping 6 gems early is Malthael. First blood for Tricky Gooses. Meanwhile, Jailbait has picked up their Bruiser camp in the mid lane. As the soak continues for both teams early on Tomb. Here comes Johanna to help clear all this up. And Duck just walks right, or excuse me, Calthan just walks right up to Duck to basic attack him, stop him from turning in 19 gems. Both teams now at level 4. You have Death's Reach at 1 and Die Alone for Malthael. Again, trying to stop this Johanna from turning in. She's going to just pull away and pick up some more gems. Oh, just walks by the members of Jailbait and just no care. I'm Johanna. I can just go unstoppable when I want. Yrel soaking bot. Raynor soaking top. As we have 4 mid. Figuring out who's what here. Oh, we are going to get the 24 turn in from Johanna. As both teams just trying to collect. Johanna in the top lane clearing. Malthael going back down to deal with this Yrel in the bot lane. Jaina is turning in. Looks like we also had to turn in top as well. 34 to 24. So looks like the members of Tricky Gooses do have enough, but they want to grab a Bruiser camp first. Jailbait turning in as much as they can. They're 1 gem away from having to turn in. And there they have enough, so who's going to turn in first here? Looks like we're going to be fighting over top. Oh, the block there from Anubarak. But here we go, a lot of damage onto Deckard. Cassia trying to get around this Anubarak. Malthael goes in. Anubarak says, well, you guys fight, I'll just turn in. How about that? And will they lose Malthael for it? Yes, they will. Ooh, the Condemned does hit Deckard, but the damage wasn't there. Meanwhile, Johanna gets caught in a blizzard. She's going to have to Iron Skin out. A lot of damage onto Anubarak, and he does fall right at the tip of the lance there. Gets a Psy Storm. Level 7's picked up for both teams. We do have for Johanna, Subdue. We'll see if she can hit 4 members with it with one swing, but right now, looks like Tree Gooses just want to clear up the Web Weavers. Looks like top is just about finished. Moving on to mid. Bottom was the most pushed back here, and here comes Yrel with the flank and the hammer. Oh, a big condemn onto Jaina. She's going to fall. Ooh, taking tower shots was Anubarak after he dove in to try and save Jaina, and he's going to fall as well. So 2 more kills there for Tricky Gooses, and they're going to try and get a turn in, I would imagine, as level 10 is just around the corner for them, having 5 kills to 0. A lot of damage onto this Malthael. He does get blinded, so he's not going to be able to, basically I can heal. Picking up all the potions, though. Juking around the Tricky Gooses is Malthael. Oh, just in time, stopping Johanna from turning in 16, which is exactly what they need. Oh, but looks like abilities were used. So there you go. Tricky Gooses does get the turn in. They also have level 10. We're going to see Divine Reckoning, Valkyrie, Blessed Shield, Archon, and Ardent Defender for Tricky Gooses. And they had bought after Yrel has picked up Siege Camp. They're just going to try and soak this. And where are we pushing, though, is my question. Looks like we're just going to keep soaking. Yrel's going to handle bot. We have 3 members in the mid lane for Tricky Gooses. Here comes Tassadar. So first is the top defense from Jailbait. Not looking for a fight. Still needing that level 10 before they can think about engaging here. So top Web Weaver cleared up. Focusing on to mid now. Still no level 10, so just trying to clear as safe as they can. Our defender used. Ooh, the Valkyrie did hit Deckard, but he just got caught in that corner, so he didn't get completely pulled in. Leaving the mid Web Weaver as bottom has fallen. They say let's go back top and see if we can open this up. Level 10 now available for Jailbait. We are going to see Cocoon and Stay a While and Listen, Rainer's Raider, Ring of Frost, and Tormented Souls out of Malthael. I would have fought Last Rites with that White Mane Cassia Tassadar. And a big turn in there from Tricky Gooses as Jailbait was just kind of clearing. They can get another turn in if they need it. Looks like they're going to pull back first, grab Bruiser. Jailbait says, hey, good idea. We'll grab our Bruiser. The fight is on. Looks like there's going to be a lot going on mid as we have a pause from H2O. We're going to wait and see what that's all about. But in the meantime, just finishing up the camp here is Tricky Gooses as the Jailbait camp is ready to push. Tassadar waiting to turn in, it looks like, or waiting to clear. One or the other. Yrel in the bot ready. She can turn in as well if she's left alone, so it's kind of a pincer move trying to split the members of Jailbait as they get a turn in, but we're just going to head back to this screen real quick as we wait for a unpause. Looks like there's lag issues on the side of Jailbait. So looks like they're just waiting for that to resolve. Doesn't look like anyone dropped. They just said lag issues. But 50 gems in the purse here for Jailbait. So if they can live through this next wave or force a fight and try and push back Tricky Gooses, we'll see what happens here. As I am still on hold, but thanks for coming. Thanks for waiting. I know no one likes a pause, but hey, these things happen. Sometimes the internet goes down. Sometimes computers crash. It happens. But I hope everyone's having a good time tonight, enjoying the game. Please check out all the other NGS games that are happening tonight. Maybe not all. There's like a million tonight, but you know, the ones you can. Support your friends. And it looks like we did have someone drop on the side of Jailbait, so we're just kind of in a holding pattern. Maybe there was a reboot that needed to happen. As we just hang tight. Game 2. And this is the fight for the 3 seed right now in Division B East. Which is worth mentioning. Jailbait currently holding the 3rd spot. Tricky Gooses, after a very, very strong start to the season, I think they were like 6 or 7-0 before they end up losing a match. So had a really strong start to the season. I believe they lost their last game, or their last match, excuse me. So Tricky Goose is trying to get back into it and climb up a little bit, fighting for the 3 seed against Jailbait right now with only a few games left of the season for both teams. I think Jailbait has 1 or 2 after this, and I think Tricky Goose has 3 games left after this. So we'll see what happens and keep an eye on all the teams jockeying for leaderboard across all divisions. It's always fun to see where teams end up, what the matchups will look like. You can kind of focus. Oh, and we have a ready. So we're going to get right back into it. So thanks for waiting, and here we go. And there it is. Bruiser Camp picked up by Tricky Gooses, and the Web Weaver was turned in, it looks like, by Urel. She's now down a few gems. So mid being cleared first to get rid of the Bruiser and help Tricky Gooses' Bruiser get some value. And top, it looks like it's going to be the focus here. Cleared the lane very quickly. Malfail not with the team, so this is 5-on-4. As I zoom out a little, I was wondering what looked different. Who's zoomed in there? Again, 5-on-4. There's the engage onto Jaina. Valkyrie will hit and just delete her. 10 of the 15 gems picked up by Anubarak. As they work down this top fort, and there it goes. Having the level 13 advantage now is only going to help them push some more. Malfail clearing up bot, so it's 5-on-3. Diving over the wall was Urel, not scared at all. It looks like mid is just about cleared up. Top still has just under half health. Looks like we're just going to try and get pool and get out. No, Wise goes in, jumping onto Deckard, then says, no, my damage isn't coming with me, I'll just get out of here. So there you have it. Tricky Gooses have 40 gems in the purse, 69 now for Jailbait. So I'm sure they'll be looking to turn in. Cassia says, I'll take Siege Camp bot. Turning in as much as they can is Tricky Gooses. Turning in way more is Jailbait at the top turn in. And there you go. There's your blue web weavers. Siege Camp was picked up bot to have some extra pressure down that bot lane. And look how far everything was pushed in, getting the, or taking objective right after you just had objective on you. Is just very far pushed in bot, so that web weaver is not going to do much. But top and mid look like it's going to get there, so it looks like we're going to fight top first. As Johanna goes in, there's Yorel on Raynor. She's able to escape. All ults are available for both teams. There's the dive onto Yorel. Root hits on Tassadar. Raynor trying to do his best and micro that Banshee around. Ooh, the Valkyrie does hit. There's the Divine Reckoning. Ring hits. 2 dead. Raynor Deckard fall. There goes Jaina. Tormented Souls just going ham right now. Not ham enough. As 4 for 0 in favor of Tricky Gooses. Now with a 2-level lead. And there you go. Looks like they're going to go for boss. Now they have level 16, so a talent advantage as well. And just Jailbait in trouble as Anubarak's now clearing up Siege Camp, clearing up catapults in the bot lane. All forts still online for Tricky Gooses. That middle fort is just holding on by a thread. Just a bunch of termites holding hands to keep this thing standing up. But boss was picked up for Tricky Gooses. And there's your turn-in as well. So web weavers are pushing with Tricky Gooses, or with boss. Boss already making it to the top keep, pulling all the attention of Jailbait, trying to burn that as quick as they can, and doing a pretty good job burning it, I would say. There it is. Boss is down. Looks like trying to soak mid there was Tassadar. And looks like we're going to try a bush party here. Oh, we're just going to come right out with it. As our web weaver is almost here. Web weaver is at the gate mid, at the keep top. Malthael trying to handle top. So we're going to have 5 members of Tricky Goose's bot lane pushing, looking for keep as we just come up on 13 minutes in the game. And there goes your bottom pool, and this is going to be a dead keep. Looks like Trick Gooses says pull back. Feeling like they can't end just yet. They have more damage to do, I suppose. So they're just going to pull off. Oh, go top it looks like, as top is just about half health. Or are we just going to clear a wave and go? Still have a 3-level lead, still have a talent advantage, but not forcing a fight. Here comes Malthael. Are we going in or are we not? Johanna has shown up. It looks like just trying to play it safe is Jailbait now after losing previous team fights. 10 kills to 0 in favor of Tricky Gooses. Looks like they're just going to go for Bruiser Camp. Both teams going to go for Bruiser Camp. Jaina trying to clear up mid and soak. Looks like the same thing is going to happen bot here with Deckard and Jaina, as level 16 is just about here for Jailbait. And there's their Bruiser Camp to fight the Tricky Goose's Bruiser Camp, now picking up Siege Camp. So we have Numbing Blast again from Jaina. Worth noting, Fingers of Frost was completed, so she's got some mana, but low on the damage there. Does not have Ice Block yet. As Johanna goes right in, so does Yorel. Just Goomba stomping right in there. Here comes Ring, it does miss. Tormented Souls doing some work in the back. Oh, very low is Deckard though. Deckard falls, the Nubarak falls, and there goes Malthael. A lot of gems. Ooh, the wall from Tassadar actually stopped Yorel from chasing that Raynor. And where'd Jaina go? some juking of her own and got out of there. And she's just going to hearth and get full up. In a tough spot now. There's the ping saying, let's get rid of this keep here. Yrel not with the team. Yrel trying to clear up top some more. And it looks like Tricky Gooses just want to soak. Oh, there's their level 20. We are going to see Judgment Day, Twilight Archon, Seraphim, Titan's Revenge, again out of Cassia. Johanna holding on to her 20. As trying. Oh, is there another? There it goes. One more. Keep down as we get a big turn in here from Tricky Gooses. Not going to be enough, though. Still 13 away. Still have a 3-level lead also in the bush. Or in the smoke. It's not a bush, excuse me. So here comes, oh, are they going to fall for it? Oh, scouted by the Raider. There's a 4-man sleep, and there's the Blizzard. Ring was not used, though. The Blessed Shield comes out on the back line. Teams are separated, and Anubrak is the first to fall. Just getting melted there. Twilight, or the Tormented Souls, trying to do as best it can. Oh, the root onto Cassia, but the blind to counter. Here comes Twilight Archon, forcing Deckard away. Will they get him? Deckard does fall, and here comes Jaina and Malthael, but this is a Twilight Archon. Here comes Rainer to help. Malthael falls. So a 3-for-0 again in favor of Tricky Gooses. I mean, a good scout there by Rainer's Raider to say something's not right here, we can't find them. Getting a 3-man sleep, but with Rainer was kind of in the top up here, Jaina was down here, the rest of the team was around here, kind of split because of the wall. Just wasn't there for them to just capitalize on that 3-man sleep and just tear into him. So boss is taken by Tricky Gooses. Johanna's going to turn in 11 in the bot. Still 2 gems away. I don't know if they're going to try for those 2 gems. There's Rainer. Malthael is now respawning. And looks like we're just going to focus this keep and maybe try an end here unless we can get a good sleep ring something here from Jailbait. But Malthael will fall again. Oh, there's the 2-man sleep onto the ring and the double stun there. Divine Reckoning comes out and a ton of damage onto Nubarak. Here comes Twilight Archon again. The hammer onto Rainer. The gems are lost, and there, oh no, a huge heal there from Deckard, but all for naught. As Jaina escapes, GG is called. Game 2 goes to Tricky Gooses. A 2-0 domination. Getting tricky in Game 1, and just a lot more conventional in Game 2, but it worked for them. We'll bring up these stats here and show you what I'm talking about. 20 kills for Tricky Gooses, 0. A goose egg, if you will, for Jailbait. So they just could not get the kills and punch through that front line of Johanna and Yrel with the White Mane heals. White Mane out healing Deckard by about 6 grand there. Meanwhile, a noob tank going in 5 times. Malthael's self-healing could not do the trick either, falling 6 times. So just what a performance there from Tricky Gooses. We're going to just update some scores here, if that's all right with everyone, and then see if we can get an interview with someone from Tricky Gooses. So, calling for an interview. Let's see what happens. If the Gooses are up for it. But just going back over to stats here. A tough match for Jailbait. And I think that's going to be Tricky Gooses taking over the third seed, but neck and neck with games left before it comes to playoff time. Nanani saying, thank you for casting as always, Spec. Oh, that's nice of you. Thanks for coming by, Nanani. And we have an interview coming up. Put questions in the chat if you have questions for Duck. And let's see what we can get here. I just got to change my settings so you can hear him. Test 1, 2. You with me, Duck?
Yep, I'm here.
There he is. So, some interesting games tonight. Congratulations to you and your team. So, I think what people want to know is game one. What are main tank and main healer Uther? What are we thinking there?
Carpe's been complaining he's been having to save us too much, so I told him I'll tank and support and let him do what he wants.
So that's it. Just Carpe says, "Hey, I want to assassinate more," and you decide, "Well, I'll tank and heal. I can Uther." And I mean, it worked. They tried to counter with as many cleanses and unstoppables as they could, but I mean, is that something you've run before? You at least tested the waters, or was that NGS first?
We have many weird comps that are similar to that. That is the second time we've ever ran that comp. First time on that map, but we knew it was strong from the way we ran it before. And specifically the Mal'Ganis pick, we weren't worried about at all because the first game we just really destroyed the Mal'Ganis. No matter how safe he was, he couldn't get away, couldn't live, couldn't do anything. So
Yeah,
we're
I
not
know
worried
at one
about
point
beef.
it looked like he was about to cast his sleep, and then the lamb just clicked immediately and just kind of turned him off and let you guys go to work on him. And then wanted to ask about Cassia. Is that a new assassin in the Nanani arsenal now?
Yeah, we have too many people banning Greymane on us, so we're just gonna start making other things a threat. So they have to pick. Do you want to play us on Greymane? You want to play us on Cassia? You want to let us have a Samro? Your call.
Now, going to game two, was there any thought of, hey, that worked, let's run that again? Or was it, okay, let's try something else? Or when they banned out Butcher, does that kind of go away? What's the thought there after the effectiveness that game one had with that comp?
Going into this match, we expected them to play Spider Queen and Shire if they had Mac picks. It went in the opposite order, we thought, but we were ready to play that same Butcher comp on either one or a variant. When the Butcher's banned out, we can't play Butcher comp. So we pivoted, and we didn't mind since we were Johanna first, and they actually, banning the Maiev, nerfed our next pick that we normally like to take with that. But that's fine. We got the Cassia again. And Cassia with Johanna blinds is real strong.
No, yeah, she just stacks up real good or gets the extra uh, damage there. So again, congratulations. In that game, was it? What's going on your end of the chat and team when are you looking at score, or is it just because I mean you win the game 20 kills to 0? Do you feel like you're running away with it, or is every team fight just kind of a scramble and making calls last second?
The 20 to 0 was a complete surprise. I didn't pay attention to anything stat wise throughout the game, and I was trying to actually pull people off to play more passive since we had so much map pressure. And it was, hey, if we see somebody in lane, then we fight. Some people had a little more bloodthirst even when they're not on Butcher, and somehow Birdie managed to kill Kane by himself way up in top lane. So we're like, all right, we'll come back for you now. That Malthael though was real tough to deal with.
Yeah, he was pest there. No, I noticed he went tormented souls, and I was like, okay, that's interesting, but it was working for him, keeping him alive for as long as it could before you kind of burned him down. But I mean, congratulations. There's your domination. I know there's games left in the NGS season, but I think that puts you guys into the third seed for your division. And any shout outs you want to give before I let you go?
Shout out to all the Jailbaits. Looking at their comps and what they play is very similar to us. So we were messing with a lot of comps that we were keeping in back pockets as a potential to run because we knew we can't get our typical stuff first them because they want it just as bad. So that was an interesting matchup to deal with. Wise was mentioning how H2O is literally a mirror version of him in all his picks. But we know Gatorade's better than water.
There you have it, everyone. Gatorade is better than water. So thank you, Duck, for your time, and I'm going to let you go and catch you next time.
All right, have a good one. Thanks for casting.